members of council this evening. We have our airport director is going to take the show this evening. So, Gary, if you would, please.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Mayor, members of council. This is kind of a tough act to follow because I'm kind of like boring compared to what that was, but I'll try to liven it up as much as possible. Two items I wanted to talk to you about is one, we're going to show you a video here shortly that's going to be advertised what we did back in October of 2022 on our airport emergency drill. I just want to preface that Scottsdale Airport is not required to do an airport emergency drill, only commercial service airports that have airlines, but we want to always go to the next level. So we did a full-blown emergency drill in partnership with the Office of Communications, of course, Fire Department and Police Department. So with that,
as one of the busiest single runway facilities in the nation, safety and security are top priorities at Scottsdale Airport. The airport offers outstanding year-round flying conditions, convenient departures and arrivals, and proximity to renowned dining, upscale shopping, resorts, and more. The city, especially the Scottsdale's Aviation Department, is responsible for maintaining the safety and security of the airport facility, runways, and taxiways.
While we hope there's never an actual emergency, we want to be prepared for the worst case scenario at the Scottsdale Airport.
To achieve that mission, Scottsdale Airport organized an emergency drill. The airport participated in a simulated crash with fire, police, airport operations, and other agencies.
Scottsdale Tower, this is Lear, November 3321, inbound from the north. We are declaring an emergency. We are experiencing severe hydraulic problem and need immediate clearance to land.
Lear 73321, Scottsdale Tower, into right base, runway 21, clear to land. This is a drill.
From the moment the tower broadcasted an emergency alert, our highly trained employees went into action. First responders were on the scene in 45 seconds.
It's really important for us to conduct a drill on site here at the actual airport to see how our firefighters react, how the Scottsdale Airport operations reacts, and to really put us to the test.
Organizers meticulously coordinated a realistic and complex crash scene, complete with a burning model aircraft, detached fuselage, and moulage victims.
This was the worst case scenario for us. It was one of the bigger planes, low impact, with fire involvement, away from the station, so you had to travel quite a ways to get there. And then to have 15 patients, we don't usually have that. If we have a landing gear down or something, it's usually one soul on board. So for us to have a crash on the airport and to be able to practice that, that was huge for us.
Scottsdale's on-site fire crew at Station 609 undergo extensive aircraft rescue firefighter training and are ready to deal with all types of aircraft emergencies.
It went really well for us to be able to get on scene within a couple minutes, put the fire out, start treating patients. I think we were on scene probably a total of 30 to 45 minutes.
Scottsdale Airport is technically not required to do a large-scale drill, but we thought it was important to practice it in real time. With very little time to prepare and new details emerging as the situation unfolded, the city's public information officers responsible for communicating with the public were also tested at a mock news conference.
About 9:15, we received a call to stage out on the tarmac for a plane coming in for an Alert 2. That was quickly upgraded to an Alert 3.
I was very proud of the way staff handled the situation because it came together and it showed that we can work together as a team and that we can build on that.
To learn more about Scottsdale Airport, visit ScottsdaleAirport.com. Scottsdale Airport, your gateway to Scottsdale and the Valley.
so that was the video that will be on our YouTube, and we just wanted to highlight all of the hard work that everybody did, including, again, Office of Communications for putting that video together, and we are ready to go and prepared for the future. So that is item number one I wanted to discuss, Mayor, members of the council. Item number two is the Scottsdale Airport Sustainability Review of Airfield Projects. What I wanted to showcase a little bit is we do a lot of construction at our airport, but we wanted to also focus and highlight several sustainability efforts that we continuously are trying to do for each and every project. I'm going to invite our young engineer, Brad Mekalecki from Mead & Hunt. He's our engineering contractor who's done a lot of work here, and he's going to give you a 5-minute spiel on what the airport's been doing.
Thank you for that introduction, Gary. And thank you, Mr. Mayor and council members, for letting me speak tonight. My name is Brad Michalecki, and I'm just going to be walking through the Scottsdale Airport Sustainability Review that we completed. On the slides here, you can see a list of all the federally funded projects that have been completed at the Scottsdale Airport since 2018. This is a relatively long list, but I just wanted to highlight that at the airport, we're not just doing pavement projects. We're also doing drainage projects, airfield electrical projects, airfield security upgrade projects, as well as the pavement rehabilitation and reconstruction projects too. Highlighted, you can see the projects that we actually included in our sustainability review. The 3 past projects are highlighted towards the top, and those were the larger projects that the airport has taken on in recent years. And then the 4 projects at the bottom are the projects that are planned to be completed in the federal fiscal year, or in the calendar year of 2023. The first project that we're going to look at was the Runway 321 Rehabilitation Project that was completed in fall of 2019. This project was completed with an Airport Improvement Program, an AIP grant from the FAA. And the main focus of this project was to replace all the underground electrical facilities, which includes the conduit, the cable, and the counterpoise in the electrical system, as well as upgrade 122 runway electrical light fixtures and 14 airfield signs around the airfield. The upgrade all the lights and signs was to upgrade from incandescent lights to LED lights. And as you can see on these on the slide shown, it avoids using 8,420 kilowatt hours annually, which is equivalent to the greenhouse gas emissions avoided by diverting 2.5 tons of waste from a landfill over to a recycling facility. Next is the Runway 321 Rehabilitation Project, which was completed in summer of 2021 when the airport was closed for 39 days. This project was completed as well with an Airport Improvement Program, an AIP grant from the FAA. And this project was a rehabilitation of the existing runway asphalt pavement, a reconstruction of the runway shoulders, and then a reconstruction of the runway blast pads, which is the asphalt at each end of the runway. In order to remove all of the asphalt that we had for this project, they used a milling machine, which grinds up all the existing asphalt and brings it into rocks that are about the size of an aggregate base that you would see. And on previous projects, what they end up doing with those asphalt millings is a lot of the times they get sent to a dump or they get used on another development project out around the valley. However, and for this project actually, there was over 1,030 truckloads of asphalt millings. So there's a whole runway worth, and that's actually, to put that in perspective for you guys, that's enough asphalt millings to fill 4.5 Olympic-sized swimming pools. So we're talking a lot of asphalt millings here. And so for this project, the airport coordinated with the Westworld of Scottsdale in order to bring all of the asphalt millings there in order to expand and reinforce their existing parking lots. And by doing that, that saved 4,130 gallons of gas, which is equivalent to the greenhouse gas emissions from just over 4.5 homes of their energy use for 1 year. The next project is the Taxiway A reconstruction project. This project was completed in 2 separate phases, with phase 1 being completed all the way back in 2018, and phase 2 just being completed this year in January of 2023. This project was funded by a combination of an Airport Improvement Program, an AIP grant from the FAA, as well as a bipartisan infrastructure law, a BIL grant from the FAA too. As a result of this project, all of the parallel taxiway A, which is the taxiway parallel to the runway, was reconstructed, and all of the taxiway light fixtures and signs on the taxiway were upgraded from incandescent lights to LED lights. And now, as a result of this project, the whole entire airfield is now powered by LED lights as opposed to incandescent lights, which is 800 lights and 120 signs. As a result of this project, for just replacing all of these on the taxiway itself, it avoids using 30,240 kilowatt hours annually, which is equivalent to the greenhouse gas emissions avoided by recycling 930 bags of waste as opposed to them going to a landfill. So overall, from our projects that we have completed since 2018, the overall electricity use of the entire airfield has been cut by 50%, which has been an incredible feat for us. Moving forward to the projects that are planned to be completed in 2023, The Perimeter Road rehabilitation and the Airport Drive rehabilitation projects are planned to be completed with a Arizona Department of Transportation Aeronautics Division grant, and the Taxiway A4 rehabilitation projects is planned to be completed with a bipartisan infrastructure law grant from the FAA. So when we were evaluating all of these pavement areas, we evaluated and analyzed that the existing pavement section is suitable for reuse. However, the existing asphalt has to be removed and replaced in order for all of these pavements, for them to be continually used. And as a result of that determination, we realized that the life expectancy of all these pavements is able to be increased by over 50%, and it's going to save over 1,000 gallons of gas that isn't going to be needed in order to remove out all of that material, bring in new material, and replace that to completely rebuild and reconstruct those pavement areas. When that 1,000 gallons of gas that was saved is equivalent to the carbon sequestered by 147 trees planted and grown for 10 years. And the last project that we're going to look at is the West Side Apron Lighting Upgrades Project, which is planned to be completed in 2023. So this project on the airfield, on the west side of the airfield, hence west side, along the aircraft apron, there's 11 60-foot apron light poles, and those were installed with incandescent lights back in 2009. And these, in order to keep sustainability as a forefront and in order to cut energy costs on the airfield, these lights are planned to be replaced with LED light fixtures, which will help save 24,090 kilowatt hours annually, which is equivalent to the greenhouse gas emissions avoided by diverting 6 tons of waste from a landfill over to a recycling facility. With that said, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members, for letting me have some of your time.